What's up, guys? Spin Firearms here, and don't leave. I can already hear people typing. I can already see people leaving. Yes, this is a 40, and we're going to be talking about the greatness of a 40. And if you don't like 40, tell me why in the comments. Also, hit that like button or dislike button. Like I said, tell me what you thought of this video. Tell me what you think of 40. Tell me why the technology of 9mm is so better. Drop it all in the comments. It all helps the channel. It all helps these videos, and on top of that, I hope you guys enjoy. But this right here is my Smith & Wesson M&P 40C. Now, very interesting. Over the last couple of years, law enforcement agencies have been selling their M&P 40s off, as well as all their other 40s. So you can find tons of law enforcement trade-ins for ridiculous deals. I found this online, as well as another one at Bass Pro Shop. So I have two of this exact same firearm. One was online at a firearm store. This one at a Bass Pro Shop. And I went to the Bass Pro Shop one day, and I was like, where did you get all these Smith & Wesson M&P 40Cs? They had them in black, they had them in stainless. Some had the flush grip, some had this pinky extension, some were a little beat up, some weren't. And I was just confused. I'm like, who sold all these used firearms? And then they told me, in the state I live in, they actually run these as a backup firearm. So this was like equivalent to a Glock 27 for law enforcement agencies that use Glock, right? So this was their backup. And it is that small, but at the same time, it is chunky. But we're going to get into the positives and negatives of this. But there's a reason why I'm showing you guys this. And because this particular firearm right here is what I'm taking with me on my trip. Now, if you're watching this video, chances are YouTube did not allow this video to come out, so I'm back from my trip. But this is what I'm taking. And this is going to be my main carry. I'm going to be taking this and my Glock 42. The reason I'm going to be taking this is because I'm going to be staying in a cabin in the woods, basically, out in bear country. And here's the thing. This firearm right here is very, very versatile. You can throw civil liberty defense rounds in it and have unbelievable power and defeat level 3A body armor. On top of that, it makes it a very light setup. The reason why I like this firearm so much, though, is the recoil. It handles recoil and muzzle flip like an absolute beast. This is probably one of the smoothest shooting 40s, and it is a subcompact, so very easy to conceal. This way is very short, similar to a Glock 27, so it is so easy to conceal. And this is 10+1. On top of that, it's been 100% reliable, and like I said, it was a trade-in, but if you looked at these internals of this firearm, it looks like they didn't even shoot it. I mean, obviously they shot it every now and then, but I mean, this thing was flawless when I got it. I've beat it up a little bit, but it was like in great condition. I got it for $300. Now, I know it's an older Smith & Wesson, it's still got the hinge trigger, but it runs. And here's the thing. Firearms nowadays aren't built the same, in my opinion. Smith & Wessons like this, certain firearms that are chunky or heavier, the Ruger SR9C, they were just built like tanks. They were built to last, built to take a beating, and so on. And that's exactly what I love about this thing. On top of that, the ergonomics are pretty good. It could have more texturing, but this back plate right here, or this back strap, feels really good in the hand. You can throw a light on it. And what's nice is it takes all the holster options for the subcompact. So the 2.0 subcompact and stuff like that, same exact holster. So that was very easy, and that is crucial when it comes to everyday carry, is finding a holster that is good and is for your firearm. Now, if you start throwing lights on there and stuff, I don't know how good the holster options would be, but I'm sure you can still find it. But what I like about this is, in the woods, I'm going to be carrying 200 grain Federal hardcast ammo, right? And I know you're not supposed to use 40 with bears, but in this particular area I'm going in, it's more black bears and smaller bears and stuff like that. And on top of that, I don't plan on being out in the woods, deep in the woods and stuff like that, but I will be out hiking and, you know, enjoying outside. So this will be enough. This is enough to defend yourself against basically any animal in America. It just is what it is. You need the right ammo, obviously, because normally you'd want 10mm, you'd want 357 mag, 44 mag, stuff like that. But you still can with 40. But also, when I go out into the city and stuff like that, I can still carry this, just swap mags, and have civil liberty defense rounds, like I said, can defeat level 3A body armor without over-penetrating. They're half the amount of grain that your average 40 is. I think even a third. I think they're 60 grain. So it makes it very light, and like I said, on top of it, handling recoil really well, when it's paired with those civil liberty defense rounds, those light grain projectiles have such little recoil that the setup is honestly like shooting a 9, less than a 9. It's absolutely amazing. And like I said, the reliability is just unmatched. It's just a great built firearm, right? And the thing about 40s as well is that you can't really do with a lot of other firearms is, like, let's say I have my Glock 26 right here, right? This is 9mm. I cannot convert up in caliber. I can't convert to a 40. I can convert to a 357 SIG. This is stuck at 9mm. Now you can get like 22 long rifle conversion kits and stuff like that, but no one would use that for self-defense because 22 is not reliable out of a pistol. But in this case, if let's say the 40 was too much for me, all you got to do is go online. There's a million barrels out there for sale. Get a conversion barrel. If I want a 357 SIG out of this, like I did with my work carry, which right here it's on me because I just got back from work, 357 SIG, you would do the same. You can convert down because this right here was originally a 40. So now I have 357 SIG in a small, super light package, also running Civil Liberty Defense rounds that'll go about 2,000 feet per second out of this barrel. But anyways, that is the greatness of 40. You can literally run all the different calibers out of there. You can defend yourself in the woods. You can defend yourself in public. In a setup like this, you have the magazines from the larger size firearms, the full size, the compacts, and so on. You have all aftermarket support on a firearm like this. Plenty of great, reliable companies make conversion barrels. It's just a great overall caliber. And a major reason why they got rid of it in law enforcement agencies, stuff like that, is because a lot of people couldn't pass the test with the snappiness. As long as you train and put a lot of rounds down range, take defensive pistol classes, soak up as much information and learn how to shoot as much as possible, you'll be just fine. And on top of that, I feel like 40 just has more stopping power. I know people are going to say the technology of 9mm, but like I just said, Civil Liberty Defense rounds, that's the same technology. It's just used in 40. So, in my opinion, 40 is one of the best rounds in the world. I don't care what anyone says. On top of that, you can still find 40 everywhere. It's a little bit more expensive, but you can find it everywhere. They still make great defensive rounds for it. They still sell it in bulk, and it is a great, reliable round. But this is my favorite 40 right here, and I'm all for it. If you like 40, it is what it is. But once again, most of my carry firearms are 9mm, right? But in this case, in this situation, when it comes down to 40, my two choices are a Glock 27 and this. They're very similar in size. This handles recoil better. I think the trigger's better. It's just a better overall setup than my 27, in my opinion, when it comes down to its shooting. But both of those are enough to defend yourself basically anywhere in the United States of America. It all depends on the ammo you're using and so on. But I absolutely love 40, so if you want to talk down on it, put it in the comments. But it is what it is. Appreciate you guys watching. Thank you.